Do you struggle with maths but really want to help your child with their homework? In this series, we're looking at fractions and using games and activities from my book, Fractions for Parents, Taking the Fear Out of Homework. I'm going to show you how to make learning fun. Today, we're going to look at different types of fractions. We're going to use the fractions that we created in the Making Fractions video. We'll start by using 1 whole and halves, and you need to make some extra sets of these. Cut up the halves so they can be used individually. Using 1 whole as a reference, we can see that 2 halves make 1 whole. 4 halves are the same as 2 whole ones. 6 halves are the same as 3 whole ones. What about if we've got an odd number of halves? Well, we can see that 2 halves are the same as 1 whole one, and another half would be 1 and a half. So 3 halves are the same as 1 and a half. If we have 5 halves, we can see that's the same as 2 whole ones and 1 half. So it's 2 and a half. If we have 7 halves, we need 6 halves to make 3 whole ones and an extra half. So it's 3 and a half. We can look at this the other way as well. So if I've got 3 whole ones, how would I make that in halves? I would replace each of the whole ones with 2 halves. So to make 3 whole ones, I would need 6 halves altogether. If I had 2 and a half, how would I make those in halves? I would need to replace the whole ones with halves. So 2 halves make 1 whole. So 4 halves make 2 wholes. And we have an extra half. So 2 and a half is the same as 5 halves. When your child is happy working in halves, then you can introduce quarters. How would I make 1 whole in quarters? I would need 4 quarters. What about if I had 8 quarters? Well, 8 quarters would make 2 whole ones. If I had 9 quarters, I could use the 8 quarters to make 2 whole ones, and I would have 1 quarter left. So I would have 2 and a quarter. And the same in reverse, if I had 1 whole and 3 quarters, how would I turn that into quarters? The whole one would be converted into 4 quarters, and I would still have 3 quarters left over. So 1 3 quarters is the same as 7 quarters. When your child is comfortable with this, then you can do it alongside the written method. So if we have 6 halves, it's the same as 3 whole ones. We're saying how many 2's go into 6. 7 halves, how many 2's go into 7? There's 3 whole ones with 1 half left over.